Hello and welcome to this Blu-ray box set review. This was going to be an unboxing, but once again, stupidly deleted the file before I uploaded it. And I'm actually kind of glad I did revisit the films before talking about them, because it had been almost a decade and a half since I had seen them. A Decline of Western Civilization, the trilogy on Blu-ray. They never got a DVD release. There was apparently a VHS release, at least for the first and possibly second film. DVDs never materialized, and I learned from some of the bonus content on here that the reason for that was the whoever was trying to distribute it wanted the director Penelope Spheeris to sign away all rights to the third film in the collection in order for them to see a release. She refused and stood her ground, and so it took a few decades until people were able to legally purchase these, not poorly recreated duplication bootlegs. This pack came out 2015, so it has been out for a decade. Took me a while to finally want to drop the money on it, but it did drop to a reasonable enough price. And there you can see not rated, rated R, all that. And Shout Factory, the people who allowed Spheeris to retain ownership over said third film, and for us to see this release. Let's go ahead and pop the discs, maybe, out of this thing. This thing is super tightly packed, and it's a extremely thick outer casing. You see, looks like some damage there, but it's actually a piece of the film. There is some slight corner banging up going on, but I mean, again, this thing came out 10 years ago. What do you want? You can see the back cover here listing a lot of bonus features, but obviously it goes much more in depth on the individual discs, so I will be paying more attention to that. But there you can see kind of what the outer shell looks like. Included, you get a like 40-something page book, I want to say it's 40. And we're at 35, so yeah, probably 36-ish, 37-page booklet with a lot of unseen photos from the shooting of the films and behind-the-scenes goodies and all sorts of liner notes that I have not yet gone through, but maybe I should have before filming this. You also get a bonus disc outside of the trilogy of films. You might have noticed this on a 4-disc set. This disc would be why it is in one of the thinner clamshells. It doesn't bother me, but it might be visually off-putting to some people. But it's where a lot of the goodies come in. You get additional extended interviews with a lot of the bands featured. You get a news report. You get Cruising the Strip, which is basically just also deleted. But a lot of it is deleted behind-the-scenes footage. And then there's also some more modern stuff, them getting together and talking about it, reunions and things of that nature. I will say all of the old deleted footage, the extended interviews, it's extremely rough looking. So yeah, I'll put that out there. If you happen to pick it up, it's like really grainy, fuzzy, work print VHS quality, because that's all that exists now, sadly. Inside the case for the bonus disc, you can see the homeless street punk crew from the third film featured in the disc, obviously, with a similar cover to the front. All right, now moving on to the first film, and coincidentally, for some reason, when I did the unboxing, there was an outer shrink wrap around the case itself, and then Decline 1 had shrink wrap on it inside the package. 2, 3, and the bonus disc all did not. I don't know why only the first film had said shrink wrap, but alas, that is what I found to be true. There you can see a lot of the bands featured on or in the film, and there you see the late Darby Crash passing out, it looks like, on stage. Here you can see you get never before seen interviews and performances, which again, as I noted, it's extremely rough. And this is coming from someone who, is willing to put up with some extremely rough looking stuff. This is really bad looking. So just be warned before you go in. If you're getting it for the extended interviews, they are, they're not lookers. You're buying it more for the content and not the, the visual of the content. You also get an audio commentary with Penelope Spheeris, as well as her daughter. They don't list that on here, but she's joined by her daughter on that commentary, as well as a commentary by Dave Grohl. And you might be wondering why Dave Grohl is in it, but if you know, then you know. Moving along, we have Decline 2, The Metal Years, my favorite entry in the series, being a bigger metal fan myself. Did I ever pop that one and check out the inside? I did not. There you can see the inside of Decline 1 with the outside of a punk show with a lot of police presence and a can you see what band is playing? You cannot. And the disc itself being, kind of, the discs themselves are not super great looking. It's a lot of film reels going across, but hey, it's the movie that counts and not the picture on the disc. But anyway, the metal years. You got Mustaine featured prominently front and center. You get an audio commentary with Nadir Priest and Penelope Spheeris. If you're wondering who the hell that guy is, as I was, he's the lead singer of the band London. So for whatever that's worth, he's featured on the commentary with Spheeris. You also get an interview with Spheeris by Tawn Mastery, who I didn't know who that was before watching this, but she was a 80s metal host in the LA scene, as well as some more extended, deleted interviews and footage, which again, very, very rough. Popping this thing open to take a closer look at the inside. It's probably the most sparse on the inside, but probably also the coolest. The crowd with the random metal horns and one guy flipping the bird there. And then again, the disc, it's whatever. I mean, the Metal Years font is at least cool, but, whatever. Not the coolest looking discs I've ever seen. And rounding out the trilogy of films, probably the most memorable of the films, at least in my opinion, focusing less on the actual live performances from bands and more on the subculture of the punk rock, gutter punk movement of the 90s. It also, sadly, has the least amount of bonus features. There's no audio commentary. There is some extended interviews, but not as much as I would have liked. And you also get an extended interview with Flea, which, it's Flea, dude. Taking a closer look at the inside of this thing to round this out, you get one additional side view of the punks that were also featured in the bonus content. Obviously, a few less of them, not quite the full group. And again, the disc, kind of, it's middle of the road. It's a disc. It works. But there you have it. Decline of Western Civilization on Blu-ray. Took a while for them to get here. And again, I'm glad I watched some of the bonus stuff because I could go into a little bit more detail as to why it took so long for films to get a proper release. But they did get released. And the films themselves, not only are they entertaining and do they hold up, the prints are pretty good looking despite, some of the source material. It's just those extended, deleted bonus stuff. Just be warned. Very rough to look at. But there you have it. You've seen me kind of unbox it. You've seen me talk about it. You've seen me review it. Maybe you should go ahead and check the films out yourself if you haven't seen them. Until next time, though, brahs.